What's up, guys? I'm Taylor with TK Disc Golf, and welcome to 2020. It's been a while since our last upload, but we wanted to get started off by giving you a debut look at the new players pack for the MVP Winter Series events. Those will be from the beginning of February to sometime in April, I believe. We've got two overstable putters making their debut in Electron plastic, the MVP Entropy, loved by many, and the Streamline stabilizer, which is a really fun disc to throw off the tee as well. Both discs are overstable, but they offer completely different lines depending on how you throw them. But starting off with the stabilizer, good for hyzers, but really I was enjoying this disc for the straighter shots between the two. The flatter you throw this thing, it's going to fly very straight for quite a while and have a pretty reasonable fade at the end. It doesn't dump. It's forward penetrating, but it will have a nice finish for you. But if you want to keep this thing straight, definitely throw it on these flex lines like this, resulting in a very straight flight. I was getting these about to 250 feet or so, maxing out on the flex lines, which is pretty good for an overstable putter for my arm speed. So we're going to really enjoy this disc here at this course. Moving on to the Entropy, definitely the more overstable of the two. Not too bad as well. It's a little bit faster of a speed, I believe. They call it a speed 4, and the stabilizer is a speed 3. So it was getting about 15 to 20 feet more distance for me just because of that extra speed. And like I said, the fade on this thing is a little bit more than the stabilizer, but it's still forward penetrating, and was definitely wanting to fight out of the turnover shot a little bit more. So I'll be using this for more of the hyzer shots and the stabilizer more for the straighter shots when we take them to the course for our Winter Series event that we have coming up in mid-February. We decided to come to Monroe Community Park, which is where we're going to be hosting our event, to show some example lines. Hole 2 is a pretty normal hole. I throw an envy usually, but the stabilizer made good work to get me inside the circle. Easy 20-foot putt or so. There's, I would say, about 65-70% of the holes of this course will be reachable for some sort of a look of a birdie, and some of them you're just going to have to take a 3 and move on. Hole 5, man, this shot was fun. The stabilizer absolutely, when thrown on a 45-degree anhyzer, holds it all the way to the ground. I don't know why I looked like I was upset with that, but that was a really good shot and gave me a very nice look for 2. Honestly, if it wouldn't have hit the ground, it probably would have gone all the way down to that parking lot, so I'm lucky it ran into some grass early. Hole 12, wanted to show an example of a forehand. My forehand with putters is not the best. I usually like to forehand pyros and deflectors because of their overstability, and the Entropy handles it pretty well, but like I said, this was a shorter hole. If it was like a 250-foot forehand, my disc would be wobbling pretty good. Moving on to 13, 250-something feet ahead, super straight stabilizer shot thrown on a little bit of a flex, gets me inside the circle for a very reasonable looking putt. But like I was saying earlier, definitely these two discs are both overstable. I've seen a lot of people making comments about the discs being very similar, but I was able to achieve 2 different lines out of both of them. The stabilizer, definitely more straight potential than the Entropy. The Entropy, you can get it to fly straight, but it's going to require a little bit more oomph on behind your throw and way more anhyzer to keep it straight. But you'll be able to get around corners very quickly with the Entropy, keep it straight. Like this shot here, I threw a stabilizer just because I wanted the extra straight out of the hand, but that tree just absolutely ate me up. It's hard to show, so I wanted to throw a second shot, and that one, I wouldn't say a misrelease. I don't normally go for that line, but it got me inside the circle for a look for 2, so I would count this as another hole that is definitely reachable with both of these discs. This hole is a shorty, 152 feet. You could try the straight at it or a forehand, but the simple hyzer out over the little creek. Some people will call this hole out of bounds all the way through the creek. Some people will just play it where it lies. We've done out of bounds at tournaments that we've run here before. Not sure what we're going to do for our event, but still, fun hole, risk-reward shot. Got the birdie anyway. 23's 266, stabilizer, straight at it. Man, the more I threw this disc, the more it got a little bit of wear behind it. The straighter was flying for sure, and I was loving it, every bit of it. And wrapping it up on the final hole, another 240-ish foot shot. Entropy, just to throw it out wide and let it fade back to the basket. and putting me inside the circle again for another look at 2. Alright guys, that wraps up our review video of the MVP Entropy and the Streamline Stabilizer Electron Plastic for this year's 2020 MVP Winter Series. I hope you enjoyed our review video, and be sure to subscribe, and hey, use this video if you're hosting one of these events for promotional material. It's all good for us. So thanks for watching, and again, don't forget to subscribe.